What's going on, guys? And we're here with another day of Beyond the Backboard. I gotta get up and grab my coffee and finish putting these tags in. Jackson will join us in a second. But thank you, everybody who's here in attendance. And I definitely think it's going to be an interesting day with everything that's going on in the NBA. We got the knockout stage going on, and time will tell what's going to happen with these teams. And one thing we already can see that will be needed to be touched up is the point differential, if the scoring, due to the fact that one of the bigger problems is a result of using the scoring differential. You've now created this situation where, in the sense that, oh, hey, okay, so let me explain this. So in soccer, you have a goal differential, and when it comes to like tiebreakers and other things, you have to go ahead and score more goals than a set other team to advance if you were to have a tiebreaker in for some sort of fashion. Now, with that being said, that doesn't always occur. Give me 1 second. What the fuck is going on? Hey, what's up, dude? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go, dude. So I had you minimized on the other way, and just weren't there. That's a nice jacket. I have a similarly, like, same exact jacket, like, but in white and brown. Like, is that furry on the inside? Is it like a flannel? Yeah, yeah. So I have. Wait, time out. We're both gonna wear one. We're both gonna wear one. When I come back on the screen, okay, I'm gonna be wearing the same exact thing. Yo, did you see Alpi? Was him, Wilt Chamberlain? No, was it Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robinson, are like the three players to only ever average? Let me put it up. Did you NBA Central put this out last night? That Alpi tied with right here. Alpi, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kareem, and Alpi's the youngest to do it. To average 20 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists, and over 55% field goal percentage. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Giannis are the only other two players to do that, and they did it at 24 and 25. Yeah. Also, Jabari Smith, reborn. Fucking amazing. Let me grab my little flannel jacket so we're matching. Fucking pussy. Isn't that what normal people do? Well, I have the chat. I have the chat.
No, but I'm looking here. So, like, instead of it being, the laptop where I can see the chat, I've got to have it up on my phone, right? So it's just more. It's like being the host of the show, and
Yeah.
you can see it, and there's like one person in the show, and it's me. Because I'm watching the fucking show to read the chat, and it's like you pair that up with going to bed at 3 a.m. because I'm a retard who can't sleep for whatever reason. I can't goddamn sleep, and that's annoying. Um, And I roll out of bed at 7:45. And yeah, we add it all up.
Gravy
This is what
Jackson.
you get.
Let's
This
get
is what you get. You happy, Thomas? You don't you
said sweet.
Thomas, you don't want to hear me for today's show.
We had you muted for a second and then we fixed you. But look at this. Look at this. I think mine's a little cooler.
No way. That is
Same,
cool.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Literally the same jacket you're wearing.
Mine's way warmer.
What do you mean? I think
I don't know. I can just tell mine's
Oh,
thicker.
you both got that fur lining.
But I feel
can
like
tell it's thicker.
mine looks like I just killed an ostrich and put this in here. Look at the you guys.
Mine looks like I just murdered a lamb.
Okay, I want to say you could see the texture through the screen. We can't even see your texture.
Yeah, you what?
Let me
It's
show the
because my
screen.
laptop.
No, oh, it is your laptop. I see the texture. I see the texture now. I see the texture. Okay. Okay, yours does have some texture to it.
Valid.
All right.
Dude, it's 52 out.
Dude, it's fucking absurd.
This is ridiculous.
Dude, we shouldn't have this. You know what's the worst part? Is this is like the best time of the year.
It is really I wish it was sunny. I guess that's my only critique.
The only worst part is you just can't go in the water because it's kind of cold.
I bet the water's freezing.
The water's fucking freezing. It's probably like 60 degrees.
It's different by you guys though. It's sunny by you.
You act like we don't live
Look
in
like
out.
fucking Rudolph, dude. This is pissing me off.
Now you look.
See it on my
I think
shitty
you look more like
Wi-Fi.
Comet. If I had to say, maybe Dasher.
Oh, I've got my toe thing today.
What toe thing today? You got somebody buying feet pics?
No, I forgot
That's
my toe appointment.
what's going on there. What do they do? They're gonna play with your toe?
Oh, they're
What is this? Wait, do they sell you band-aids?
I'm immunized.
Yeah. Wait. Do you have to replace the bandage, or was that bandage just
No, I replace it like 3 times a day.
Okay. So where are you getting toe-sized bandages to cover just your fat toe?
It's so fucking annoying. I have to like every 2 days go to Walgreens across the street and buy
Toe bandages?
gauze, and
Buy 4 band-aids at a time.
buy adhesive things.
Oh my god. It's just funny that your toe is just in like a little balloon. Like a
I
rabbit.
know. I have to wear sandals and I walk like I have one testicle. And hopefully today I can put on shoes.
You don't understand how hard I'm laughing. Like I'm on the verge of crying.
It's so annoying. It's like I'm like hobbling around the airport on 2 connections twice.
Also, why'd you book a flight with 2 connections? That's just on you, bud.
It's Thanksgiving, dude.
Were you saving money?
No, it's Thanksgiving, and I already had, the flight itself was already $800. So instead of, doubling that.
Did you buy your ticket last minute?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter in
That
this
matters a
argument
lot.
from my standpoint. I just bought my home ticket for Christmas, and it was the same price. Just crazy.
I was able to buy my girlfriend a ticket to Florida for $100 round trip from Denver.
Yeah. Well, I want United because I want miles.
Okay.
I want miles, dude.
You're a snob. I'm kidding.
I want miles. What if
Bro,
I want to go to?
You're stuck in their scheme.
Yeah.
What if I
I mean, you got caught. You got caught in their web.
What if I want a first class ticket to like Italy in 10 years?
I mean, by the time you do have enough points, I bet you just can't do that.
I can take 7 with the miles I've accumulated this year, which isn't many. I can knock off about $70 from.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you, dude.
Using
So
my 11,000 miles.
we are hearing that in a unique setup, Mark Cuban has sold the majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks to Miriam Adelson, and who's part of the casino tycoon Adelson family, for an evaluation in the range of $3.5 billion. It is one of the most unique setups in NBA history. Mark Cuban keeps shares in the team, full control of basketball operation, while selling a majority stake. So he's a minority owner, but he's still basically team governor, has final say, still operates basketball, and he basically made $3 billion. He bought the team for $285 million back in 2000 and now sells it for 3.5. Also, he has announced that this season 16 will be the final season of him on Shark Tank, which will be, you know, a bit sad. We all, I think, can agree that he's probably the best part of Shark Tank. So, what do you guys think of Mark Cuban leaving the Dallas Mavericks? I'm pretty sure it's because his kids are getting older and he's kind of alluded that like he's won a championship, he's kind of done everything you want to do as an owner, and I'm pretty sure he's just basically said like, "Hey, I'm done with this." Okay? Like this is not what I want to do. I guess you might say like he doesn't want to be as involved because I think he's alluded that he might run for president like when his kids go to college. What are your guys' thoughts? Mark Cuban selling the team, and do you think that do you think it actually means anything, or just another team just buying a team?
It's a good question. I kind of like the idea of Mark Cuban running for president. Not that obviously voting matters, but I think oh, you should have panned to Henry.
What was Henry's face?
Disappointment, disgust.
Yeah, we're all disappointed in you. Henry's muted.
Oh yeah.
A big old thumbs down with a look to the ground.
Yeah. Your vote does matter, Jackson.
No, it doesn't. But anyways, I think
It's a conversation for a different day.
fuck. Mark Cuban running for president would be cool, but I sent
Jackson
out a
still
nice
wouldn't vote.
I sent out a nice tweet at around 2 a.m. You see, being in Rockets basketball,
We're talking about the Mavericks.
but being in Rockets basketball outside of when James Harden got traded, you see a lot of people are no longer Houston Rocket fans. And so in my Discords and in my chats, like I've got a bunch of people who became Rocket fans because of James Harden, like myself, who no longer support the Houston Rockets because James Harden's no longer on it.
So they're Clippers fans?
No, dude, I don't. I just think like people aren't really. I think by this point, because of all the different teams, he's like, they're just they don't have teams. Like these people, like the new generation of fans likes only superstars. Like my buddy Arjun, who's a LeBron fan, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but you brought up a really good point because I was thinking to myself, like Mark Cuban is a really rich guy who likes to make investments, and if Luka eventually will leave, most likely, or he'll get hurt, then Dallas is so screwed. People don't like basketball. Like our generation is probably the last one. Like I don't see kids at the park, but I also live in Southwest Florida now. Like, are people going to be out at the park anyways?
I want to let you know that basketball
in Chicago, I would play every day.
Sports.
But internationally, in America, it's definitely dying.
There's
no way basketball's growing.
It still might be.
It still might be one of the most popular sports in America. I mean, you want to actually be honest with sports dying in America? Tackle football. Like flag football's taking over,
but not in a viewership standpoint.
Not in a viewership, but like
they just broke the most viewed regular season game ever.
I know, but in 20 years, they're saying that it wouldn't be surprising if there is a lack of participation in tackle football because parents like me, dude, I'm probably not like gonna let my kid play football because it's scientifically proven that if you start playing pee-wee football and if you play till high school, you have some form of CTE.
Yeah, but like I know so many people who are fine.
But I'm just saying though, and also it's a lot tougher to make it in college as a football player. So I would just tell a kid play lacrosse, play baseball, play basketball, play soccer, because like all three of us, if we have kids, we're trying to get our kids to go to college for free. You know what I mean? So what sport is the hardest to make it?
I don't really
football.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the dream, but like, I don't really.
I know
care.
yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream. Okay, but if we realistically put
But
it
is
down,
that my dream or is that his dream? You know,
it's
like I'm not
our
throwing all
dream.
my eggs in
So
that.
shut the fuck up. But like,
But I
it's
don't care if
no. But we're just
kids
saying the gist is if you sit here, what sport can you work on skills and like become the least
golf.
developed? I mean, golf's a great example. You can do that, but football, you're born a football player.
Yeah, but I
90%.
don't care. I
That's
mean, this isn't
well,
beyond the
I'm just
fucking
saying more and
field.
more people are just realizing that like if they're trying to be a college athlete or just take them, football's not the most likely to get there. Okay.
Yeah, well, also news flash, if you're not 6'8" and can
But you
run a
can
four
still go
four, you're
D3.
also not making the
There's
NBA.
just more options. And football still has the least amount of programs collegiate because it's so expensive that there's more basketball programs, there's more soccer programs, there's more baseball programs because it's cheaper to run.
But okay, that's fine. My point is, I think because of my current location, I don't see kids playing at the park because of weather and my location, and it's a really shitty part of the neighborhood. But because in Chicago, we would go play basketball every day, and kids would pull up after class, after school. But the point still stands that people don't support teams like people don't have loyalty to teams
I mean,
like they used to.
Henry's. I mean, you're right in the
Henry
sense
doesn't
that
like any team. You like four teams. I
yeah.
like four teams.
But what I was about to say is Henry brought up something we were talking the other day that I think across all sports, I think participation is like way down, right, Henry? I think he's the one who's told me that, or it might have been Luke, is that all sports participation is like way down, like in for men and girls that like just our generate Gen Z is just like the iPad
Yeah,
kids don't
you
play sports.
hop on Fortnite instead of playing kick the can.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody in my class today, and he was saying he said video games is like reading a book for past generations. Like people like the stigmatism people don't realize. I was like, I don't want to go that far, but like I get what you're trying to.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a hardcore example.
That's what I
People
thought.
probably weren't reading books in the 90s. TVs existed. And
No, people were reading books in the
like,
90s.
people read magazines and the paper. And
Literally, our literacy has gone down because of the internet. Like this is actually like
sure.
like a proven thing. Like our literacy has gone down.
For sure.
But going back to Mark Cuban, do you think, I don't know, I just think he just got out because he grown up, you know what I mean? Like he's got kids, done with business.
Yeah, I don't think you ever really get out of that. So I think, but being a minority owner, he would be able to
That's what I'm
take
saying.
the
Like
back seat.
I think he has more. I honestly think he's gonna
But
eventually run for president.
do you think the question becomes, do you think if the Dallas Mavericks, like won the championship last year, do you think Mark Cuban's selling the team?
Yeah, I mean he already won a championship.
Yeah, but
This has to be an ideal scenario for him. He gets the bag and he still runs
So Mark Cuban, listen to
the
this.
team.
Mark Cuban's first kid was born in '03, so his oldest kid is 20. His second oldest kid is 17, and his youngest kid is now 13, which is his only boy. His only boy is getting to the age where it's like worth watching their sporting events. Like no one gives a fuck about a kid who's 10, 11, 12 playing sports, but once you get to 13, 14, those games start to get a little bit more fun. So I think, his daughter started college in 2022. I and I think he's definitely, you know what I mean? Like, just at a point where I think he just wants to be with his family. Also, can we talk about the fact that his daughter's 16 in this picture and like just doesn't, this is so creepy. This girl looks younger than 16. She's in college now. Yeah, I'm now Josh Giddey, but like, that's what I think. Thomas Perry said, I remember growing up without internet and cell phones. It was honestly great. My mom, you guys want to hear stories? She was shitting on my dad. When my dad met my mom, he had one of those massive mobile phones that you had to carry around. And it was a Motorola, and he thought he was so cool, supposedly. And my mom said he looked ridiculous because he would pick up phones at dinner and he'd like whip out the phone.
oh, hell yeah.
Hey, how you guys? My mom said he was the most ridiculous looking thing in the world. All right.
But they got married and popped out a couple of kids.
Well, my dad knocked her up twice, and they aborted the first one, and then after the second one, I think my mom said sure.
After the second abortion or the second knockup?
The second knockup, there was only one abortion. I should have another sibling.
Jesus.
What if I became like super Christian like Scott Fisher and
Jesus.
and I started protesting my own mother for having an abortion 25 years ago.
It's not too late.
I don't want to make this. Scott's a really nice guy, but like my follow-up joke would be to that. Like I think he'd kill himself.
He's a really nice guy, but yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I think he's in a cult. He's in a cult. Like, I'm sorry, he's in a cult. He's never gonna see this.
I don't know him well enough to say that.
I spoke on the phone for an hour with him, and he told me he wants to make enough money to go off the grid to live with his Latin Catholic church.
It's got a dream.
I'm laughing at you, but I'm also laughing at Thomas Perry going, Cyril missing his baby brother or sister right now. It's so
Nice.
fucked up.
It's the holidays.
No, he's talking about the aborted one.
You could have an extra sibling at your Thanksgiving dinner outside.
Okay, so Chris Paul got hurt like he normally does. And we got a couple things. Kendra Andrews, the Nepo baby, came out with an article, and she wrote that, look at this. You wrote a few weeks ago, I said, I'm pretty sure Andrew Wiggins came into the NBA out of shape due to the fact that his dad, guess what happened? I should be called, prognosis by osmosis, because you know what I did? I figured they just released an article saying that because Andrew Wiggins' dad was really sick last year, he didn't take the proper amount of time to get into physical conditioning this offseason, which has rubbed a lot of people within the organization the wrong way, and they're annoyed at Andrew Wiggins. Guess what I said like a week or two ago? I think Andrew Wiggins is out of shape. I think this is why Andrew Wiggins is sucking. I don't think he played basketball. Like, his dad almost died. Like, I think he wasn't focusing on basketball. I like to say, your boy fucking, like, peered that one out through. And yeah, I just got a tweet
Yeah,
about
you're not Luca or Nicola.
What do you mean?
Luca and Nicola show up out of shape, and then they place first and third in the MVP voting.
Yeah. And then the next.
So if you're dropping 40 every other night, it's okay if you're out of shape, but
So-
not when you're averaging like 9 points.
So the other two things is Chris Paul suffered lower leg left soreness, and Gary Payton suffered a right calf injury, while the Warriors were eliminated from the in-season tournament. Now, what we're hearing is Klay Thompson supposedly the contract negotiations are weighing heavily on him, and that he's supposedly sitting by himself on the bench. He doesn't talk to people a lot, and he has been like striking himself whenever he misses the shot, and that he's clearly frustrated, and that
He's a
people believe,
loner still.
yeah, people he's one of them loner stoners. He's one of them artsy fucks, aren't you? Who likes drawing and shit.
Well, the good news is he's had 20 in 3 of the last 4, and it took him 15 games to accomplish that.
So, what are your thoughts on the Golden State Warriors? Are they a poverty franchise? Are they worth saving? What are your thoughts, Jackson, Henry? What would you think? They started the season so hot, and now, yeah.
I remember telling Henry, I think after Dre got suspended, that Dre's like on something this year, and he is. But Wiggins had 29 last night. I think
Out of necessity.
I'm not gonna, because of the Lakers and I swear the Kings take them to overtime every time they play them and beat them, and then the playoffs happen and the real winner comes victorious. I'm not worried about Golden State losing to Sacramento, but I would like to see Clay continue to be Clay and Wiggins, like last night Wiggins. Other than that, they'll be all right. I mean, Dre came in hurt too, and then missed 5 games. And they'll be fine.
Jackson, I mean Henry.
Yeah, I think they're about what I expect them to be as like a crescendoing dynasty or like a
Crescendo
whatever
meaning I thought was
dynasty.
when you're peaking. Isn't the crescendo when
Yeah, true. So it's the opposite.
it's the it's the Allegretta, and if we're something like that.
All right, they're a dynasty in like a renaissance phase, and but I do think that
The
Draymond will play
Twilight
better
years, the
defense.
Twilight years.
Yes. I think they're a dynasty in their twilight years. So I think they're kind of being bailed out by awesome play from
Steph.
Dario Saric and Brandon Podziemski,
Dude, Dario
and
Saric
amazing
is a
play from
dog.
Steph Still. Yeah, an amazing play from Steph Still, and that's anchored them, and it anchored them especially throughout that hot start. But yeah, I mean Clay's clearly been in a funk. Like even if he's got 20 and 3 of his past 4, he's still snapping at people, so he's got to find his mojo. But I do think that Dre and Wiggins can play better. So they're just swing factors, and then like we know what all of these players are, so it's just a matter of will they return to form as we expect them to.
Good points, good points. I
Who's
agree.
this Moody did a good job last night.
Dude, and then Steve Kerr benches him.
Yeah, but
Steve Kerr
I'd
barely
rather
played
have
him.
Clay. I'd rather have that starting 5 out than Moses Moody.
All right, so I wanted to run through this real quick. So this is interesting. The Athletic has 5 teams in their contenders, being the Boston Celtics, Bucks, Timberwolves, Denver Nuggets, Suns. The only one that I maybe don't agree with is Phoenix. I think that they're a little higher on Phoenix than I would be, but I think the Nuggets, T-Wolves, Bucks, Celtics are the 4 best teams in the NBA right now. I think maybe the least favorite right here is Minnesota, just because I feel like everyone thinks they're gonna like collapse. I'm surprised that they have OKC on the brink of contention, but I'm not surprised at the same time. They are, like I told you, like literally look at this. They've fallen a little bit, but they're still top 10 in both categories on offensive and defensive rating. And then you go over here, you got Orlando, Dallas, New York, Sacramento, Miami as the teams that are guaranteed as their guaranteed playoff teams. And then on the play-in team order, I think is interesting because you have Pelicans, Lakers, Cavs, Pacers, Rockets, Hawks, and the Golden State Warriors have fallen all the way down here. And this is kind of what I want to show you. You have the Warriors and Clippers. Out of the teams right here, do you think the Warriors and Clippers are going to be able to turn it around and maybe be in this playoff team? Or do you think the Kings, Mavs, Knicks, Heat, Mavs are just head and shoulders above the Clips and Warriors? Like, what do you
You
guys
know,
go?
those are some scrappy young teams ahead of the Warriors and Clippers. It could be tough for these older squads to surpass them on a nightly basis. Could be a struggle. It's going to be a dogfight for those spots, I think.
Yeah, especially even that like before we even get to the Magic and in this, like the Magic are 8, and you still have the Pelicans, like I kind of Cavs, Pacers, Rockets, even the Hawks I kind of like better than Clippers and Warriors on a night basis. Quinn Snyder's got this Hawks team looking good at certain nights. Like their offense clicks on certain nights. I mean, Jalen Johnson's hurt
What's
now.
what's interesting to consider about some of these teams is if Tyrese Halliburton sprains his ankle, if even like Franz, twists his knee, like some of these teams don't have depth to withstand injuries like Dallas or not Dallas, like the Clippers especially could. So I think that you will still see some teams have their season derailed, but I think it's an uphill fight for the Warriors if Wiggins can't figure it out like soon,
I
very
think
soon.
I think the Warriors need to make a trade, and I don't think it's. I think you need to keep Wiggins because he's your defensive maestro. I think it's Klay Thompson. If he's not figuring it out, I'm not saying that they should go out and get Klay Thompson. No, I mean not Klay Thompson, Zach LaVine. But they need somebody who can drop 30 next to. I think that's their biggest problem. They don't have a guy who can drop 30 next to Curry on it.
Jordan Poole. They
Yeah,
should trade for Jordan Poole.
I in a weird way, you're right though, Jackson. It's that Jordan Poole. What did he average last year? 25, 27,
20,
something like that.
As a starter, you're talking, or overall?
Oh yeah,
Overall.
when Steph was out like 25.
Yeah, overall, I guess off the bench, whatever. He's still. They don't have a 20-point guy. They don't have a six-man who's coming in and giving them that when Clay can't hit his shot. When Curry, you can't go to Chris Paul and be like, "Hey, Chris, you want to turn back the clock and drop 20 for us?" That's not what Chris fucking does. They don't have anyone. They don't have a Lou Will, Jamal Crawford. They don't have a six-man even to just come in. Like, they should go out and try to trade for Cam Thomas, for crying out loud, just to have some fucking scoring punch off the bench. Because that's what they don't have. They don't have someone they can literally just go and be like, "Can you put buckets?" Because you know who's the guy who's doing that for them right now? Dario fucking Saric. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Dario Saric. Fantastic basketball player. He hasn't played this type of offense since he was on the goddamn 76ers. But the thing is there's a reason why he hasn't played this style of offense. It's because teams tell him, "Hey, that's not your fucking role. Okay? You're more of a Swiss Army knife who can do a little bit of everything. It's not that great on defense, but tries." All right? But the Warriors are over here telling you, "Hey, take 10 three-pointers some nights, okay? You can drop 20 if you need to be." And I don't think that's great. That's not the guy you want to be doing that. You wanted Jonathan Kuminga to be this guy. Where's the cum bucket? Am I wrong for thinking this? Is that outlandish? I just don't think there's any. What?
I wonder if this feels crazy. I wonder if Clay should come off the bench for Moses Moody. Last night, like you were saying, I
agree.
I feel like Moses Moody probably should have played that whole fourth quarter over Clay.
I agree.
Which is shitty. So now we all of a sudden, you were making fun of me about a day and a half ago. Now we revisit the Russell Westbrook and Klay Thompson trade to the Orlando Magic.
Dude, Orlando's just never going to do that.
But none of those players are important in this grand scheme of things. But yeah, I know.
There would have to be so many picks. And I talked about this. If Orlando's in the offseason, if we're going to trade for somebody, I could see us trading for like Paul George, where we package like Jonathan Isaac and Cole Anthony and like Jet Howard and 2 firsts, and we trade Paul George, and we in like a sign and trade or something, and we tell Paul George, "Hey, you're a backup. Like, not backup, you're third fiddle. Like
third fiddle to who?
For Franz and Paulo. And you tell him, Paul George.
Good luck with that.
I mean, that's why you're trading. You're doing it so you can be like, "Hey, Paul, you're older."
I'm trading for Paul George, Russell Westbrook, or Klay Thompson, or all three of them, because Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero don't have that it factor to win me.
Well, I believe that they do, and that they need a third guy who can be a consummate professional and who has the playoff experience. And then you tell him to be kind of like the.
It's not Paul George. It's not Paul Torrance Shoulder George.
I just feel like Paul George would be able to come in there, help mentor those young guys while taking his game to a more efficient level and being the third option on a nightly basis. And then when needed, he can maybe focus a bit more on defense. I don't know. I just feel like Paul George going to Orlando to be the third guy next to Franz and Paulo is kind of perfect. What do you think, Henry?
I'd be open to that. They'd be gigantic. He would solve the shooting hole.
You'd be the shooting guard too. You could run him at shooting guard. That's the best part.
So you almost certainly would. Yeah.
He's perfect where he's not too old, where he's washed, but he's like he can still where you tell him like, "Hey, just be the third option." So he would shoot so efficient because you would just be telling him like, "Hey, you're just gonna like just take what the defense gives you. Don't force anything." And then on nights that we do need you to take over. I just feel like he's like the perfect because he doesn't need the ball as much as a DeMar DeRozan. Like, you want a superstar who like Paul George is able to play off ball. That's the best part.
Yeah, I even think that he would probably be the second option, but he would make Franz's life so much easier.
Well, the thing is maybe the first year or two, Paul George would be the second option. Okay, but you would assume Franz gets the extension, Paulo gets the extension. Maybe they have the Paul George sign and trade be like a 4-year deal, so that way when that deal, maybe a year or two into the deal, you start to transition Paul George from being, one of the focal points of the offense to being one of the third or fourth option as he gets older, and you kind of like transition that while maybe even then by the end of the contract, Paul George is your sixth man, because the young guys have developed so well. This is like 5 years down the road, for example, if this happened in the offseason. So how old is he at 5 years? 37?
38.
38, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely be coming off the bench. Nah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at 38, you would be thinking like at that point, Paul George coming off the bench, but like you get 3 years, 4 years of like him being like the third, fourth option in the starting lineup next to Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., like a 6'8" Paul George. Like I feel like he's the perfect like former superstar to like throw in there that I feel like his ego wouldn't be there. Like he wouldn't, like he'd be like more, what's it called? Nurturing than, what's that phrase? Nurture and
nature?
Yeah, nurture nature.
Yeah, but I don't think that applies here. That's kind of like nature versus nurture is like your environmental upbringing.
Wouldn't that be the upbringing of the players? Like you mean nature versus nurture? You nurture them instead of them figuring it out by nature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
But him being in their company would still be nature as well. He'd be both.
He'd be both.
I guess. Paul George, nature and nurture.
Yeah. That's what we'll rename it. PG-13, nature and nurture. All right. That was a little. All right, so let's go over.
I like it. Wait. Just throw Russ in the deal as well while you're at it.
We'll give it on a vet bid. We'll get him on a vet bid tip.
Oh, okay.
Jackson.
Right.
Yeah.
Chestnut checker. All right.
You said chestnut jacket?
Checkers. Chestnut jacket?
Yeah, what's a chestnut jacket?
Chestnut checkers?
I don't know, man.
Chestnut checkers?
Can we talk about Josh Giddey?
Not ringing
free?
A bell?
Josh Giddey's free, baby. Shout out Andrew Bogut. Said it wasn't his fault.
Word.
Silence is the what's the phrase? Silence is the biggest killer.
What?
Anything in life.
Your silence is deafening, Jackson.
Yeah, your silence is deafening.
Where's your defense for Josh Giddey?
Yes.
Where's my defense? I said good. I'm glad.
Where's your love for Andrew Bogut?
I love Andrew Bogut.
I think also I love, while we're just on the topic before we continue, I love how everyone's now realizing for like the past week, they're like, how isn't the media talking about this? Like, nobody's talking about this. And then now like multiple media members have came out and been like, by the way, the reason why mainstream media hasn't talked about this because it involves a fucking minor. And that's how you get fucking sued. All right? Like, you don't go out and talk about something with a fucking minor. All right? And it's not even Josh Giddey who's going to sue you. It could be the girl's parents because you fucking brought her name up. All right? Like, it literally, even when we would cover kids dying or something, it would be a whole, we wouldn't say the names unless, like, the police report put out the name already. Like, very seldom. I don't even think most of the time I don't think we did minors' names. If, like, a kid died in a car accident or something, or, like, was arrested, I'm pretty sure for the most part we kept minors, like, for the sake, unless it was already out there before we, you know what I mean? We didn't, if the name wasn't there and we got the name and nobody else had the name, we never put the name out. But if the name was already out there, we would put the name. But you get what I'm saying? Like, because there's just so much liable, especially with minor. It's just such a touchy situation.
Whoa. All right, Josh. I'm just kidding.
I mean, he knows one thing about touchy.
You use the word touchy.
Yeah, I know.
Minors in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's got a couple of videos with him being touchy with minors.
You know what? Maybe she actually is in class.
She's
Maybe her phone is dead.
You know what wait, you know what she's doing in class?
What? Telling everybody that she's fucking Josh Giddey?
That video is so funny.
What?
I hated Josh!
Oh, I hate that video so much. It's bullet in my head. Oh my god.
I hated Josh, but we out there to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's how she sounds.
Shoot me in the head. She sounds like that girl in Euphoria that's always annoying. Sydney Sweeney.
Dude, imagine though her week at school.
You hear about this?
She's probably some hot shit.
All right, ready? This is what she does
Surfer
at
guy
school.
pulled a knife in Mr. Hand this morning. Oh no. He just called him a dick. Dick? Do you think guys find that more attractive?
Oh, Stacy, please, give me a break. You are so much prettier
Even
than
Kate
them.
could have fucking
Yeah,
got it.
I know. But,
Like what variables?
What's that?
All right, ready?
you know, giving blowjobs.
What's the big deal?
I never did it.
You've never
Jason,
given a
Leah, whatever,
Never?
Lee or whatever.
Stace,
This girl's not
there's
that
nothing
hot.
to it. It's so
Even Kate
easy.
should have been the main character.
That one?
This is best seat.
Sure. Relax your throat muscles. Don't bite.
Watch this with my mom.
Just slide it in.
You watch this with your mom?
Try it again.
All these guys would get
Put her
sexual
slowly in
harassment
and out.
suspensions.
You got it.
Okay,
No tea.
can I ask you something and you promise not to laugh?
Sure.
Okay. When a guy has an orgasm,
I,
How much
who
comes out?
records it as an orgasm?
Quart or so. No, I'm just kidding. Just practice.
How much is a quart?
No, you
Every single one of those guys would go fucking, like, would be sent to the principal office for sexual harassment. Am I wrong? They'd be like, we were practicing blowjobs, and then they clapped. And then they'd be like, you can't be clapping about when girls are practicing blowjobs.
That girl's cool. She wants that. Shit, she goes through the ringer, dude. Doesn't she get an abortion with?
Yeah,
Damone?
dude, that girl.
She
that,
goes through the ringer.
Dude, so she fucks 2 dudes, okay, in the span of a year. All right, she fucks a 30-year-old when she's 16. No one talks about this. All right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Josh
You're
Giddey,
right.
Josh Giddey should be tweeting this movie and being like, "Well, this." Okay.
I forgot that dude is in the picture.
Yeah, Ron Johnson, bro.
Is that who it is?
The stereo salesman. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Stereo salesman, Ron Johnson. He left her flowers. Okay, he fucks her in a fucking dugout.
At
In
the
a
point,
dugout.
yeah.
At the point in the dugout. Okay, and then Mike Damone, who
Mike Damone.
Yeah, Mike.
motherfucker.
Yeah, that fucker. But Mark the Rat Ratner is the one who likes
Yeah.
him. But Mark
Yeah.
Damone comes over and they go over and he bangs her for less than 30 seconds, 15 seconds. He was a 3-pump chump and she gets
Yeah.
pregnant off of his 3 pumps. And then
And then he did.
yeah, he was supposed to split the abortion, which was $50. Couldn't get $50 and he's a scalper. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she has an abortion and her brother drops her off at the bowling alley, which was across the street. And when he drives off, he noticed that she crosses the street. And when he comes out, how awkward. That's a weird ending where they're just like the brother's so cool that his little sister got an abortion. Also, she got an abortion at 16. No one was there.
No one was there. What do you mean?
Like her mother,
Yeah, her parents are never home.
They're never home. You don't ever see them. Like, talk about fucking child abandonment.
Well, they were like on a vacation or whatever, but yeah, still.
We're
Fucking Damone.
fucking the moan. You know, Mark the Rat Ratner sued the Cameron Crowe in real life because he said all the cool stuff Jeff Spicoli did was actually what Mark the Rat Ratner did, and he's upset that he didn't get portrayed more cool.
Really?
Yeah, because Mark the Rat Ratner created the How To for Dummies book series.
Ratner's such a geek in that movie.
Yeah, the real guy of Mark the Rat Ratner. Also, a lot of people have came out and said that they did not believe Cameron Crowe was a high schooler. Because you know the guy who wrote the book for Fast Times at Ridgemont High was 23 years old, and he went undercover for a full year as a senior in high school. And a bunch of people have came out and said, like, yeah, we knew he was not a senior. He was like a grown fucking man in like high school. That's like me if I came in and be like, hey guys, I'm
16.
I'm 17, guys. Welcome. Hey, I've just transferred from fucking Nova Scotia.
It's like 21 Jump Street.
Dude, what if I tried out for the basketball team?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Judging from that video, you wouldn't make it, but that'd be pretty cool.
Wasn't that video terrible? I laughed so hard. I made that video and I was like, I break.
Worst angle ever, too.
Worst angle ever. I laughed so hard when I said I laughed so hard.
It was the worst possible angle.
And I bricked everything. I do blame Miami's balls. For some reason, rec councils don't understand how to fucking inflate basketballs, and they're just like, we're gonna put as much air in this so it's bouncy. Basketballs have to be bouncy, right? Basketballs, if they're bouncy, it's perfect. So then they give you
basketballs are orange because people don't wash their hands.
They're brown, you jackass.
Basketballs are brown because people don't wash their hands. But I wash my hands.
I think
Who am I?
He has 19 dogs. Mitchell Robinson has 19 dogs.
Really?
Yes, 19 dogs. Yes.
God damn.
Okay.
You know what? I know somebody with like 25 cats.
That's fun.
And they just live on, they live on the farm.
Okay, that's different. You live on a farm.
So it's probably like a situation like that.
What do you think about Joe Mazzulla having
an affair?
No. What's it called? Joe Mazzulla having to apologize to Andre Drummond.
For what?
So
into it?
The NBA, because of the in-season tournament, they have like a point differential they have to hit. So Joe Mazzulla was hacking Andre Drummond because the team wanted to maximize the chances. And he told Billy Donovan about the ramifications of the Nets-Raptors game to explain that the Celtics did not necessarily just need to win by 23 points. And they used the hack of Drummond while ahead by 32 points.
Oh
and
my God, I would have been so upset.
Yeah, and they played their starters for much of the game. And Joe Mazzulla met with Billy Donovan after the game and wanted to apologize to Andre Drummond. And I don't know if you've seen the moment, but this is the moment that it happened. And what ended up happening was, it's pretty clear Billy Donovan is aware of the point differential. I don't want me. Here we go. But basically right here, it's 79, 111. If you look over here, Billy Donovan is right here. And Joe Mazzulla, dude, he's fucking pissed. He's like yelling at Joe. And Joe's just like, yeah. And they like meet up and they basically supposedly like talk about the in-season tournament. And like basically he's apologizing to him supposedly in this exchange. And it's just bad optics. Basically it's just bad optics. It's a bad look on Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla's fully aware. Billy Donovan's fucking pissed because he's like, you're fucking playing starters in a 40-point game. Okay.
Well, then don't be down by 40.
It's just sportsmanship.
Yeah, but that sportsmanship doesn't. I don't give a shit about sportsmanship. First off, in general, in this situation, but it's the in-season tournament.
Yeah, but like the NBA tried to copy soccer with the goal differential.
That's not Joe Mazzulla's fault.
It's not, and that's like they came out, they all apologized, and like this is clearly something that the NBA will change.
Yeah, because
this is fucked up. You don't do this. Like
I don't think it's fucked up. I think
it's just not sports.
Probably not the. Who cares about sportsmanship? I think it's more just not the best way to plan this. But yeah.
AKA sportsmanship.
Well, at the end of the day, it's only one person's fault, really.
The NBA's.
Adam Silver.
Andre Drummond, bro, hit your fucking free throws.
No, but the whole
it's
thing.
Definitely his fault.
No, we're talking about.
Even if he's hitting one, or even if he's hitting like.
The whole thing we're talking about is
even if he's 4 of 10, maybe they won't hack this shit out of him. He missed 4 straight at one point.
The whole thing is the situation that they're winning by 30 and they're playing the starters for the entire fourth quarter, and that they were trying to win by 50. That's just unsportsmanlike. There is at the end of the game when you have the ball, you don't take a 3-point shot. You dribble out the ball. If you're blowing a team out,
I understand, but it's not sportsmanship doesn't matter in this situation because of the point differential.
True.
Like I get you want to be upset, show us some respect. And I know DeMar got upset about that a couple of games ago, but it's like, well, first off, don't be losing.
Right, don't get crushed.
And also, it's not the Celtics nor Pascal Siakam's fault.
And this is the last night of the in-season tournament, so it's not like this will necessarily happen throughout the tournament necessarily. Like, but once teams have a firm grasp of the point margin that they need to hit, or whatever the threshold they need to hit, then it could happen. But I don't feel like this will be an overly prevalent issue.
That was the last night.
I don't think the end season tournament has been that successful.
Dude, I never know when it's on. We were sitting here saying that it's Tuesday, Thursdays, and then it's on Friday.
It was on Friday. It was
all of a sudden it's back on Tuesday. And
I just haven't been checking. And like, as someone who really likes basketball, I just don't care. I
want it to be easy.
I just genuinely don't care. Like, it doesn't.
I didn't even know the Warriors and Kings were in the same thing.
The division is the one thing that is not publicized well.
That's a good point.
Or it doesn't make sense because this is really the only opportunity to use divisions as they exist in the league, and they still didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they still didn't do it.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
I'm worried they're gonna switch it to hockey soon.
What do you mean? What's in hockey?
Hockey switch to two.
Oh, just
straight up conferences.
2 conferences, but it's I think there's still 4 divisions, but they're
I didn't.
10 teams, or I don't know.
So basically,
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
I don't like that at all. I'm used to the Blackhawks. Let me check. I'm used to growing up with the Blackhawks hating the Columbus Blue Jackets, Nashville Predators. Fuck those teams. Minnesota Wild.
No, I get that.
But the NBA doesn't have divisional rivalries really to lean on, or it's not because it's a divisional rivalry.
It's just the games.
So now it's 8. There's 4. There's 2 conferences, 2 divisions within those conferences of 8 teams, and 3 of them get into the playoffs. But keep in mind they have 32 teams. So NBA will probably actually adapt that at this rate when Calgary and Vancouver and St. Louis get their teams.
St. Louis is getting a hockey team? No, they've had a hockey team. You fucking
I'm talking NBA.
All right, so Shams Charania is saying that if the Bulls do trade Zach LaVine to the Lakers, they most definitely want Mr. Austin Reeves. While the Lakers are trying to be patient because they would like to swing a deal with some of the free agents they signed. It seems like they want to move on from Gabe Vincent already. So what is your thoughts right here on a potential Austin Reeves deal? What do you think of that, and why?
They better.
Shams' report doesn't surprise me because Reeves is really the only non-draft. Yeah, he's the only asset to offer. Even some of the Lakers picks, depending on what year they are, probably doesn't entice the Bulls a ton.
The whole deal is, I think it's Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, and I think you can do Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, and I think it's D'Angelo Russell is what the deal would have to be, or something like that. Monetary wise, it's $40 million you have to get to get Zach. You gotta send 40.
Yeah, how much? Man, that's tough. I would.
Yeah, you got to give up. It's either D'Lo, Rui, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves. You need a combination 3 out of those 4 players to be able to trade for. You can't trade anyone else. You have to trade a combination of Russell, Rui Hachimura, Reeves, and Vincent, and you have to take at least 3 of those 4 guys to get the deal done. There's no other way to deal it. I'll show it.
If I'm getting Caruso and LaVine, I'm down. I'm down to do it by most means necessary.
Then you would have to trade all 4 players.
At least.
Yeah, but why do the Bulls want D'Lo?
I'm telling you,
it's just money.
Money, yeah. We're not talking about what's the deal. We're telling you, money-wise, you cannot get Zach LaVine on.
Yeah, Rui, Reeves, and Vincent will totally get there.
Yeah, but the thing is are you giving up too much now?
They don't even play
LaVine, but if I'm getting LaVine and Caruso, that's what I'm saying.
Also, Reeves, Vincent doesn't get you there. Lakers are over the cap, so you would then have to package either Taurean Prince, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, because you're only at $37 million, so you're $3 million short.
And if they're over the cap, it has to be an exact salary match.
It'd have to be an exact salary match. Yep.
Even with updated bands.
Yep. So you would have to package Rui, Reeves, Vincent, either Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, or Max. No, you can't do Max Christie. You'd have to do someone
Right,
with.
but you could get Wood out of there. That'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't think you can do Jackson Hayes or Cam Reddish because you'd be at 39. So it'd have to be Jalen Hood-Schifino, Christian Wood, or Taurean Prince packaged with 3 of those guys, unless you did Rui and Russell gets you to 32. Then you could just package Vincent, and that gets you to 42. But if you want Caruso, you would have to probably throw in Taurean Prince and like Jackson Hayes in there monetarily.
Yeah, done. I'm in.
But like
Sign me up.
you're basically giving up 5 players for 2.
Yeah, that's an issue, but
That's the whole thing. Like
I'm still in. I'm still in.
I think the Lakers are I don't know if Zach LaVine's the right deal. I think you would have to give up too much players to make the salary work. And it's not even that I'm Gabe Vincent or Reeves, or like I'm not even a fan of half these guys, but like I just can't walk away like, okay, you trade 5 players for 2. That means you have to go into free agency and sign for 3 guys, okay? And that means, okay, obviously Kevin Porter's not going to be there.
Depends on when it is, because if you do this at the buyout market, then
But Jackson,
doesn't matter.
you're the one who always says this though. There's a reason why those guys are getting bought out.
For sure, but it's just for the regular season, because even if they give up a 5-for-2 trade, none of those, like the Shaq Harrisons of last year, like it's not like they're actually going to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I do agree that like I'm not enamored with trading for Zach LaVine. Like this is just the subject of the conversation. If they could package those assets for a better player, that would be awesome. But like it's still something I'm potentially open to.
The only player
Like that package, I'd move it ASAP. Like Reeves, I'm not overly attached to, despite being an Austin Reeves fan entering the season.
Yeah,
if I can upgrade there, that's important. Despite his youth,
I just think there's no player available.
I'd rather even get I wouldn't be surprised if they work out something with Utah eventually.
Dude, free agency's fucking ass.
Yep, it is. It's dead. It's dying.
Well, it's just like the players in free agency are really bad this year.
Well, in general, though, free agency is dying. Like good dudes are hitting the market way less.
They should
trade in recent years.
Well, the other thing is like guys don't stay in free agency like they do. It's now if you're actually a good player, you'll get signed by Europe or overseas real quickly.
Yeah, but no one wants to do that. Why wouldn't somebody should just pick up TJ? Lakers should just pick up TJ Warren already.
TJ Warren isn't even ranked as a
way.
top 5 free agent option.
He's washed.
TJ Warren is right here, the 11th best free agent. Not the player he was long before the long injury layoff, but probably still someone will take a gamble on. An expert at getting smooth buckets off the dribble from the mid-range, can occasionally hit a 3 at a decent clip. Doesn't provide much else besides that.
That's something the Lakers could use.
He averaged 7.5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist at 49% from the field and 32% from 3. I don't know, man.
It's only 30.
Yeah, but it's just like it goes back to what like Drew Cannon says. Teams rather not take a chance on a 30-year-old lottery. I mean, a 30-year-old vet. They rather take it on a 24-year-old who they can pay less. The thing is vet minimums are more expensive than a rookie or a young player. A young player I think makes under $1 million. A vet min's like $2 million, 2.1. So what do you pay a guy, 2.1, or you pay a guy like $1 million? I'm paying a guy $1 million every day. That's simple economics. I'd rather take a chance on a guy on a 2-way, which is $500,000, or on an undrafted free agent contract, or like a non-veteran minimum contract, which is like less than $1 million, than pay a Cam Reddish 2.1 or 2.2 million. You know what I mean? It's just, especially when you're up against the cap, little tiny money like that, every $1 million you spend or $100,000 is millions in the luxury tax. That's the problem with today's league that people complain, is that it's simple, it's things like that. We don't see those old guys anymore because they're too expensive, especially with the luxury tax. Is this
Yuta Watanabe?
Yuta Watanabe, yeah, I was gonna say this guy's got a bowl cut. Wow. Luka Franz. Bogdanovich. He's white, right?
Yeah.
Corey Kesper.
Ooh. Nice. Wow, that I feel like that looks
That was
nothing like.
deceiving hair.
Dude,
Yeah, that
Corey
looks nothing
Kesper and
like
Josh
the
Giddey.
picture.
This looks like what Josh Giddey would look like with a normal haircut.
And a beard, yeah.
They could be cousins, couldn't they? Or are they just white
They
dudes?
could. That's a little doppelganger activity.
Isn't that wild? Like, no one ever knows. This is Josh Giddey with a beard and a short haircut. That's unreal. That's unreal. We should send Corey Kesper and be like, take Josh Giddey's place.
Maybe it was Corey Kispert the whole time.
Yeah, he just grew out his hair and kind of clean shaved.
Whoa, dude, look up Corey Kispert in college because that looks nothing like that picture.
What do you mean he's a late bloomer?
I'm looking at his I wanted to see what he averaged his final year of college, and that's just like it's like his hair got darker.
I mean, he wore a headband in college a lot.
Yeah, but this picture still just looks nothing like what was just on the screen.
Look at fucking Corey Kespert's got a jawline on him. Look at that jaw.
Oh, see, that's the college pick. The second face pick. Does that look like on the left?
His hair did get darker. His hair did get darker.
Yeah, right? Like, what's going on here? Wait, now cut to the other one.
It did get darker. Just age. Your hair gets darker.
Oh, yeah, and it's slicked.
Yeah. And probably
Weird.
lighting.
Yeah.
But no, his hair did get... I mean, my little sister was born with blonde hair.
Same.
Like, full, like, bleach blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, with, like, curls. And now she's a dark brunette with, like, kind of wavy hair. You look like a dad about to go to his son's t-ball game and, like, bark at the umpire.
I got a sitcom to go on. King of Queens.
How you calling that a fucking foul, ref? This is fucking t-ball.
Now how's this? Now I'm just some hipster from Portland.
Yeah, that's about to go pick up weed from somebody.
I got a long day of being unemployed.
Yeah, I buy nickel bags because I can't afford dime bags. I'll smoke them nickels.
NBA Player of the Week. I don't feel like doing this.
I don't feel like doing it either. We can talk later. Have a good day.
See Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, like goat life. I do have to shit.
Goat life.
Goat life. Bye.
I'll see you.